The next morning, I woke up early. Staying true to my strict early to bed, early to rise habit, I didn't lounge around. I brushed my teeth, changed out of my nightdress into my athletic gear, and headed out for an early morning run. The countryside air was crisp and cool. Jogging down the empty paths, surrounded by the peaceful morning atmosphere, I felt an incredible wave of freshness and energy wash over me. It was the perfect fuel for the day ahead. After finishing my exercise routine, I headed back to my grandparents' house to freshen up. I hadn't taken my phone with me on the run. I had left it sitting on the desk in my bedroom, completely untouched while I was outside. Once I was ready, I walked over to the desk and picked up the device. As the screen lit up in my hand, my eyes locked onto a single flashing notification. It was from Ethan. He had sent me a chat message first thing in the morning.
Good morning. Wishing you a day as bright and fresh as a breath of morning air.
Looking down at the screen, a small smile tugged at the corners of my lips. His polite words felt like a natural extension of my refreshing run. Tapping quickly on the screen, I typed out a cheerful response. Good morning, Ethan. Our conversations continued and grew deeper each day.
By the way, let me tell you I'm from Seoul, but my heart belongs to the countryside. And my family lives out in the quiet Korean rural areas, and that's where I feel the most at home.
Ethan's messages become a part of my daily life. That simple greeting opened the floodgates. Over the next few days, our casual greetings turned into deep conversations. We started chatting constantly, sharing pieces of our lives to truly get to know each other. Step by step, the mysterious stranger on my screen was becoming a real part of my everyday world. But no matter how captivating the glowing screen was, I still had a real life to live right here. Eventually, my peaceful summer vacation came to an end, and it was time to head back home to the city. After sitting down for a long, serious discussion with my parents, they completely supported my vision for the future. Inspired by my time on my grandparents' farm, I officially enrolled in a prestigious university, majoring in agricultural technology. 2 weeks later, the big day finally arrived. I walked onto the bustling campus, took a deep breath, and stepped inside the lecture hall to attend the very first class of my major. Sitting down with my notebook ready, a mix of excitement and nervous energy buzzed through me as the professor walked up to the podium. Within my first few days at college, I managed to adapt quickly and make a wonderful new group of campus friends. But one ordinary afternoon, I was walking across the college premises, minding my own business, when I suddenly froze. My heart skipped a beat. Standing just a few feet away from me was a face I recognized instantly. I was completely shocked and surprised. It was Aiden. Yes, Aiden, the son of my father's close family friend. I hadn't seen him in ages, and the last place I ever expected to run into him was here.
My mom actually told me that you enrolled here. I wanted to look for you earlier, but I've been stuck at home and completely buried in work, so I couldn't make it out to see you until now.
As we began walking through the courtyard, Aiden asked all about my classes, how I was adjusting to the new environment, and how my parents were doing back home. I gladly caught him up on everything. In the middle of our conversation, the topic shifted to his own future.
Actually, once I finish my final exams, I'm heading out of the country. I managed to land an enrollment spot at a university in South Korea to pursue my next degree.
I nearly tripped over my own feet. South Korea? My mind immediately flashed to Ethan, the stranger from Seoul who had just texted me, "Good morning," a few hours ago. Suppressing my shock, I quickly masked my expression with a bright, encouraging smile. A spark of curiosity ignited in my chest. Wow, Aiden, that is incredible news. You have to tell me everything. How did you manage to get accepted? What is the application process like? Is it difficult for international students?
Whoa, slow down. Well, it's quite a process, but completely doable. First, you have to look into the language requirements, then the visa process. And it really helps if you find specific exchange programs.
After our conversation wrapped up, we smiled and said our goodbyes, promising to catch up again soon. I didn't have time to lounge around, though. I had to rush across campus to the gymnasium for my basketball class. For an award-winning player like me, choosing basketball was a complete no-brainer. It was the perfect chance to clear my head, sweat out my stress, and keep my reflexes sharp. Once the intensive practice session was over, I headed to the locker room to cool down. I grabbed my gym bag and pulled out my phone to catch up on everything I had missed while on the court. Going down my notification list, I quickly replied to the messages from my family and my hometown friends. Finally, I opened the chat box with the most mysterious contact on my list and typed out a reply to Ethan as well. As we chatted back and forth over the next few hours, Ethan mentioned that his own schedule was becoming incredibly hectic.
Things are getting pretty crazy on my end with work and family. I might not be able to reply right away.
From that point on, time began to slip away. Days turned into weeks, and weeks bled into months. Things ran as smoothly and routinely as usual, with my life perfectly balanced between intensive college lectures, demanding basketball drills, and my steady, comforting digital connection with Ethan. 2 full years passed in a flash. I was no longer the nervous freshman standing at a crossroads. I was now a senior, deeply embedded in the complexities of my major. But just as the ordinary rhythm of my world felt entirely unshakable, everything changed.